Welcome to the unit of farmers organization. Hope you are all ready. So, for another few minutes, supposed to be 15 minutes, we are going to discuss about farmers organization. What I am interested here is we will explain, or you will be exposed to different aspects of farmers organization, the basic principles, the stages of how to organize farmers organization, the characteristics, what are the different grading, and how to make the farmers organization more successful. So, these are all the issues which we are going to discuss. Okay. Let us have some brief historical analysis of farmers organization. You know very well, from the earlier days we have small farmer development agency, we have got marginal farmer and agricultural labor program, and intensive district area program, intensive agricultural area program. In all these earlier programs, if you analyze, there is an element of farmers link is involved, though it is not in a full shape, but everywhere the farmers organization plays a major role. Now, especially after the inauguration of this Atma, the farmers organization plays a major role. So, originally speaking, the farmers organization, they are nothing but the organizational mechanisms for making the farmers as most a self-help group mechanisms, and also to bring the farmers under collective action. So, what is the ultimate result? The ultimate result is improvement of the economic and social situation. It is not only the development phenomena, but also the communication sphere also, the farmers are being empowered. You know very well, the many government, many NGOs, the non-governmental organization, they are trying to organize farmers groups into various spheres of their interventions, in their technology intervention program, in their credit intervention program, everywhere. So, ultimately what they are doing, they are integrating the farmers into the development process. What for integration? So that there is a holistic development. For example, the TOT, the transfer of technology, the production, marketing, planning, everything is integrated. So, at the ultimate aim is to make the farmer empower in all dimensions of development. To quote few examples, some popular examples, the farmers interaction, what now we are seeing in the Atma, and farmers organization under NATP. Previously the ICR had one NATP, that is the National Agricultural Technology Projects, and the nationwide the watershed programs. Every district has got a watershed associations. Then especially the NABARD, the National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development, they have farmers clubs. The self-help groups, every state is having the concept of self-help group. So, all these are supposed to come under the farmers organization. So, there is a very good, a relevant growth of this mechanism, this movement. Even I can say the farmers organization has become a movement. So, all these movements or all these developments aiming for the integrated development. How this can be achieved? This can be achieved only through the participation of the group members. So, emphasis on the participation, because unless they participate, they do not have any experience. So, the final net result is an empowerment. Empowerment is not only at individual level, but also at society level. Empowerment is also in many dimensions. For example, the social dimension, political empowerment, psychological empowerment, especially the economic empowerment, making the farmer independent. So, these are all the different dimensions of the empowerment. So, this is about the brief history, the brief importance, the role what the farmers organizations they do play in the national level development program or national sector. Okay. Now, let us go for what are the different stages of group formation or the organization formation. See, generally all our earlier academic theories and the academic models, they give 4 stages. One is forming, another is storming, another is norming, and 4th stage is performing. Coming to forming, this is the very initial first stage. How this can be formed? This is by first the enrollment. So, enrollment is the basic mechanism through which the farming is being taken care of. It is not only the enrolling, but also we are conducting 1-2 preliminary meeting. So, enrolling with a brief introduction of members, that is the first stage of forming. Next stage, storming. Storming in the sense, everywhere when the farmers join together, there will be a conflict of ideas, there will be a conflict of issues. So, ultimately it leads to discussions. So, the farmers, they do interact with each other, they do react to different issues. So that is why it is called a storming stage. Then the next stage it goes to norming. Or at one stage they will come to a norm. Okay, let us accept to form a group. What types of norms, that is what type of standards that we have to fix. That is what you call framing norms. What for we are framing norms? To run the group or to run the farmers organization very effective. Okay, we have formed, we have stormed and we have normed. Then what will be the next stage, the final stage? It is nothing but the performing, that is the role play. It is the leader of the group or the members of the group, they will take their assigned roles in performing the assigned duties. So generally if you see, the performing is not only lending money, collective action in different spheres of development. So collective action in the different spheres of the development, that denotes the performance of the group. So these are all the 4 stages of any group formation, any organization, whether it is by NGO or governmental organization, or as I already stated, it is by NABARD. Everywhere these are all the 4 stages one group is supposed to cross over. Okay. Now let us look for what are the exact characteristics, expected characteristics or features of any farmers organization. Even in your unit you could have seen a many number of characteristics has been given, but the most important I can explain, I have taken 3. One is, first of all, either member or leader, they should be practicing farmer. Unless they do engage on full time basis in the farming or near to the partial basis, they cannot become the member. If a farmer is not at all a practicing, or if a member is not at all a practicing farmer, he cannot be included in the farmers organization. So that is a very basic issue one has to consider, that is one of the very important characteristic feature. Next, okay, this is the first character which you have to fulfill. Next, how many numbers, 30 or 40 or 50. Normally it is recommended based on earlier sociological studies, an optimum size of 15 to 20 members, not more than that. If it is more than that, the participation, meeting, regularity, even the more conflict, more interest variation. So there is a stage or there is a place it may come, even the group get disintegrated. So the optimum size is 15 to 20 members. Okay. Then the third category or third characteristics, what is the age level? Generally age level is above 18, because the 18 is a, psychologically speaking, they are, any farmer or a young farmer is converting himself into the process of dependent stage to independent stage. So above 18, even in our national voting, the criteria which has been given is 18 years. That is, suppose an individual is to be psychologically independent. So these are all the essential characters. Of course many characters which have been given you can notice in your unit, but these 3 are very important. There should be practicing farmers, then there should be 15 to 20 farmers in a group, and the age, that is 18. Okay. Then following other characteristic features. Now let us move to how to form a group. If an extension worker enters into a village, if you just collecting some people and start discussing, then everybody will be start assembling in that place. So that type of a psychological influence we can use. We start with a formal meeting with a, in that meeting we have to make the meeting purpose very clear. What for the meeting is there, and in that meeting another important commitment or mandate for the facilitator is he has to identify a leader and one representative, because a group without leader it will be a non-functional. Then by selecting a leader and representative based on the consensus, definitely it will leads to the confidence and clarity, because selecting a leader from the same own community, it will give you a confidence. So these are all the essential steps, that is conducting a meeting, then a leader identification, then we are making the people to have more confidence through the clarity of the issues. So these are all the different stages of how to form a group. Now you may question, okay, we have formed a group, we have got an idea, what are the services a farmers organization can do? There are multivarious services a farmers organization can take up the responsibility. The basic is a trading. Why we are interested in trading? Nowadays we are making the farmer as entrepreneurs, not as a farmer. So trading is an essential, that is a link between the buyer and the seller, that is more important, that is the basic purpose of farmers organization. Then coming to insurance, it is not only the personal insurance, the crop insurance. The crop insurance has been mostly earmarked for the wetland crop, especially rice. So, by collective bargaining, we can request for insurance in other dimensions also. Then credit, the essential commodity for technology production and transfer of technology. Then ICT, nowadays a mushroom growth, an enormous, a relevant growth of ICT. Every farmer is encouraged to have an access and use the ICT to update their knowledge, empowerment, and also processing. Then very important thing, the technologically speaking, is soil testing. The age-old phenomena, but it is yet to be practiced by majority of the farmer, and exposure visits. So, these are all the services which the farmers organization can think of to make their members as more empowered. Then function. The major functions are demand estimation in the sense the cost, the budget, what it is required, how would the expenditure is going to be met out. Then the distribution of process, the distribution of assets, the distributions of functions. Then the knowledge sharing, as I already told you, the ICT is one of the surveys. The knowledge sharing plays a major role in that ICT process. Then the bookkeeping, the account maintenance is very important for the group to maintain the sustainability and the accountability. So, these are all the different functions which have been earmarked for the farmers organizations. Coming to grading, okay, the group started functioning. At every stage we have to evaluate the grading. What are the parameters? How to evaluate the functioning of a group? There are different parameters have been given. One is regularity in meeting. Even the self-help group, if you take monthly once, they have to conduct 2 times a meeting. So, regularity in conducting of the meeting is very essential. It is not only conducting the meeting, but also the attendance. Attendance with the leader is very essential. The 15 to 20 members I have already told you, that is also very important. And also good recovery. The recovery in the sense, earlier the group might have lent money to the members for their economic empowerment. What sort of the feedback which they are obtaining from the members. So, these are all the very essential thing for the group members, and proper maintenance of records and accountability, because unless the audit is being taken place, it cannot be run successfully. So, and also even people can have a fine for the absentees, for the regular absentees, not for 1 or 2 times. So, like that, these are all the different grading mechanisms which are available for farmers organizations, and you can grade the farmers organization to A, B, C, D according to their functioning. And finally, the farmers organization has got a very important thing, a group promoter. Group promoter, who is he? He is an extension worker, he is a local farmer, anybody, but he is a key agent in success of any participatory projects. So, his role is, there are 3 important roles a group promoter has to do. One is a group advisor, then participatory trainer, then he is a link person. Group advisor in the sense, he has to strengthen the group leadership process. Even the leadership functions he motivates, and he is more involved in the technical literacy of the group members in the technological dimensions, financial dimensions, account dimensions, in all the dimensions, and he is a link person between the different communities or different groups in that areas. So, group promoter is also equally a parallel, a supporting mechanism which is available for the farmers organization to take care of its own growth. So, these are the essential aspects of the farmers organization in terms of characteristics, functions, and every other thing. Okay friends, so far we have discussed about farmers organization. Now coming to the question of federation. Federation is very simple, it is organization of organizations, that is all, very simple. It is an organization of organizations, same way, different purposes, credit, procurement, marketing, a mix of everything. So, federation need not be confined to one activity. So, generally a federation, an organizational federation governed by 4 laws. One is a Companies Act, Trade Union Act, Society Registration Act, and Cooperative Act. Mostly farmers federation they accompany in terms of societies as well as Cooperatives Act. So, there are 3 levels of federations, generally it is viable in our nations. One is a village level federation, then the block level federation, then the national level federation. Village level is basically it is a liaison between the block level and the villages, and the block level is a liaison between village and the national level federation is more important because it is taking care of the global competitiveness. So, the organizations which exists either at the village or block or national global level, it has got its own competitiveness. So, there are different principles of federation which have been given. The important principle I have taken, one is the leadership, which I already sufficiently explained, but here the one has to be very remember, the leadership, it is not the privilege one can enjoy, but it is the responsibility and the accountability. And also a federation should have a high standard of financial discipline. Many of the failure goes to the financial indiscipline, so that is more important. So, thus the farmers organizations and the farmers federation, they play a many important remarkable role in the development process in our nation. Definitely they will act as an basic instruments of the socio-economic transformation of our country. Thank you.